The real stars of the show. The first story is by Vivian Hassan-Lambert. You're here, Vivian, I know you are, because I... Come on up. Vivian's story is called Reading in Bed. It's the morning after the night before. The bloke's there, sitting there, lying there in bed, and he's got a spotty back. And the girl is sort of surveying him, and it's really hard to work out whether he's lucky or not. Amazing story.
Hi, Manisha invited me to speak for a few minutes, which was really nice, and I can see what everybody means now, but he's right. It's horrible, actually.
Yeah, glasses off.
Yeah, I want to. The story is called Reading in Bed, and I hope you enjoy reading it. And it was inspired by that line, Reading in Bed. I was doing an MA in creative writing at the time, and we were given a writing exercise with that line. And the story also ends with a line. It's hopefully will be a surprise to you what it's actually about, and very different than what you might expect. When I was writing it, I was really interested in trying to develop my skills in describing, portraying a nastier side to human nature. I often felt that my writing was a little bit too sweet, and I wanted to get better at portraying nastiness. So hopefully I have done that. When I saw that Momaya was holding a contest with the theme of greed, I felt myself that story would fit in there, and I'm so pleased that the story was chosen. I'm really thrilled to be part of the Momaya Review this year. Since then I've been working on a novel. I have written short stories, and I do love that form, but I really wanted to write a novel. And the novel is set in Los Angeles in the 1960s. I'm from LA, that's where I was brought up, although I've lived in England for quite a long time. It follows the lives of a family, and when I was growing up in LA, it felt like there was nobody that I knew who had a parent who was born there. So it was a place where there was a huge influx of people coming in, and the city was just kind of booming and exploding all around me. And my own parents were from New York, and I moved there when I was 1 year old. And the community was very, very mixed. There was African American, Hispanic, Japanese, Jewish, people with Scottish ancestry, Scandinavian ancestry, Italians. It was just a very mixed neighborhood. In 1965, there was a summer, and it was extremely hot, a record-breaking summer. And in August, there was an incident with the police and a local resident in an area called Watts. And some of you may have heard about that before, the Watts riot. It lasted for 5 days. It was very violent. And I did witness some of it, and it really stayed with me for my whole life, and I always wanted to write about it. So my novel encompasses that, and that historical moment happens at the end of the novel, and it's hopefully the kind of the climax of the novel, and it's actually what I'm writing right this minute. I feel that story that I wrote, Reading in Bed, was a preparation for me to try and write what I'm writing now. And I think I feel that all the time, and probably most writers feel that everything you write helps you with the next thing you write. It's wonderful to have a story in the review, and I'm amazed, that it's been going for 8 years. It's just fantastic to have a publication like that, and it's really fantastic to see your writing in print. So thank you very much.
Thank you. The next story is called The Logic of the Mind, and it's by Sarah Haggerty. Are you here, Sarah?
Yes, I'm.
Come on up, Sarah. I'll just read a line from the story that just really works. When you find it, don't shout, don't speak, don't even breathe. Read the rest.